What's up, everybody? This is Cobrancy Cashaw / at Mr. Smiles a Lot with yet another Let's Talk Media LLC audio podcast. Sorry I haven't been around doing podcasts for a while, but I've been working security nonstop. I'm here with my buddy again, Brandon Kacar. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Not doing too bad. On this podcast tonight, we're just going to freelance it. I know usually with my podcast I have a number of things, and we have subjects to talk about, but tonight we're just going to play it by ear and just kind of feed off of each other and just talk in that general sense, I guess you could say. Nothing really special or fun. We always have fun, but... So, let's see. So, how's it going here at the restaurant, man?
Things are going good. We're just trying to pick up business from the loss of the pandemic, everything that's been going on with the past year, or couple of months or whatever, the whole mask mandate, the social grouping, distancing restrictions and stuff, right? Well, now with the new restrictions that's going around again, which I'm sure you heard of, the mask mandates and stuff like that. I don't know, we're trying to recover from all of that. It's been picking up a lot. We've been picking up a lot of business lately.
Yeah.
Which is good. Because I like business. I like busy times.
Of course. Yeah, it's... excuse me. It's funny. No, I don't have COVID. I just got a little cough. No, but it's funny that you say that because, same thing in my work. We started having to wear masks again, and I'm like, I wonder what's going on here. And then, so there's a policy now that our bosses emailed us through our Homebase app about the new policy, and it says, if you're fully vaccinated, then you don't have to wear your mask, but you have to, I think they said you have to sign some...
Well, originally that was the new rule going around. If you're fully vaccinated, you no longer have to wear the mask. But now, apparently, I guess, because starting last week, with the whole mask mandate order being put back in, even if you are fully vaccinated, you have to wear a mask.
Well, apparently, from what we got the picture on, if I'm correct from what I remember from the app, is that you have to sign a paper or a piece of paper saying that you've been vaccinated. I think that's the thing now. We're like, and also I keep my card on me in my wallet just in case because I was vaccinated, which, obviously, thank goodness I was. But yeah, so, it's one of those things of where I wish we weren't as confused on what our rules are and what the store's policy rules are, right? So the thing is that, our bosses are telling us, okay, wear a mask, and then we get this policy, right? Yeah. Well, my coworker today, he had a pretty good point. He said, why don't they come out with rules for us specifically, for our company, and then we'll see what the policies rules are for the store, and then we'll see if they coincide with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
but then again, real quick, if we did that though, then that confusion just might make the store upset, being like, why do you have your own set of rules when in reality everyone should be doing, the same thing.
I get it. So now with that in mind, that you brought it to my attention, with the whole rule thing, when they lifted the mask mandate, after they started vaccinations, even you guys, the employees, didn't have to wear the masks anymore. Only if you're fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yes, because in some places, I guess, small family-owned businesses or places that are not at high risk of catching COVID, I guess, are starting to recover from all that, I guess, allowing their employees not to wear. But again, you have to be fully vaccinated and be able to provide proof of vaccination too. I guess
one of my
requirements, but
one of my bosses has it, and he brought my checkup to me. Last week. Was it last week? Yeah, and excuse me. And I noticed that he was really sweaty. He had a mask on, and he barely had his window down, and he handed it to me through the window. And then I called him on Sunday because it's funny because I thought this Sunday I was doing the 12-hour shift. No, that's actually this coming Sunday. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, the other guys. And I called Jeff and I was like, hey, the other guy's here. Like, what's going on? And then he said, oh no, that's next Sunday. I said, okay. And I was like, by the way, sir, are you all right? I noticed that you were really sweaty. You seemed out of it. He's like, I've got COVID. I'm like, oh man, yeah. So that's why I was asked to work the 10 to 6 today. I was supposed to be off, but they've done a lot for me, so it's the least I could do for them.
That kind of happened to me a while back too, when I was at Plaza Frontenac doing public safety, which I'm pretty sure you remember.
Oh yeah.
So,
dude, my go to the lifetime there. I literally passed through the parking lot of the mall to get there, and I stop at every single stop sign.
It's actually funny now because Plaza Frontenac, I think, owns Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah.
And that's where most of the most vehicle break-ins happen and stuff like that.
Right.
That's where most of them happen. I remember one night. This was actually that same night. So one night when I was starting my shift, well, actually I was getting ready to end my shift, but earlier in the night, our director called us, and he advised us, hey, man was diagnosed with COVID-19, but don't worry, office has been cleaned out, sanitized, the vehicles have been cleaned and sanitized as well and stuff like that, right? That's the same night that we found out that someone from our department was diagnosed with COVID-19, and later that evening we started getting a bunch of, I don't know what happened. That was a hectic shift for us. It was really hectic and crazy. Finding out one of our guys had COVID, to later that evening getting 10 vehicle break-ins.
10?
Under 1 hour.
Oh man.
Under 1 hour.
Yeah.
Under 1 hour. But you know what? What really bothered me about that, with the whole thing, with the one of our guys being diagnosed with COVID is, I know who it was. Now, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to put him out there like that. But I'm going to keep that confidential. But I know who it was, though. Yeah. The majority of us know who it was. Because one Sunday when I was on duty one Sunday, one of our supervisors, when he came in, he looked very, very terrible. Yeah. He was sweaty. He was coughing, sneezing.
Oh no!
During my J4 and law enforcement turns, that's break time. Well, you would know because you do security too.
Yeah.
So during my J4 lunch break, my supervisor, the same guy that I'm referring to, he came in. The first thing he did was just fall asleep. He sat down and fell asleep for a good 30 minutes. Oh no! So that gave me another suspicion too that.
Yeah, if you're coming in that tired, something's not. Yeah.
Because that's also considered a side effect too.
Yeah,
that's a side effect to COVID-19. Sneezing, coughing, sweaty.
Right.
Shortness of breath, but that I know that's side effect. I don't know if he had that or not, but there are side effects I know for sure. Yeah. That's what triggered my mind.
Oh yeah. It's just so scary because you don't know who really does and doesn't have it, and
exactly.
It's not like I have the legal right to check everyone at the door, be like, show me your card, because it's not necessary, and it's not really that it'd be a waste of time, but man, it would just take shopping so much longer. It would take so much longer for the customers to get in and out. Plus, a lot of people around, where I work, they are friendly, but you never know. You might have one that might be like, "Hi, I'm not showing you anything." Just be really rude, But yeah, I mean,
I also heard that it's their right. They don't really have to. They don't. Well, no. It's not like that. What am I saying? It's the other way around. The business apparently doesn't have the right to ask them for proof of vaccination.
Right.
Apparently.
Huh.
I don't know. That's what I was told. That's what I heard.
Do
I believe it? I don't know. Because I've never really encountered anything like that. I mean, you'd think it would be a right for them to ask for proof of vaccination if they're not wearing a mask, but again, that's their privacy. That's confidential to them. So that's their right, apparently.
I still see customers walking in and out without masks, and honestly, I oddly enough, I don't have jurisdiction to say anything. That's up to the management.
Exactly.
Now, let's say that I see, not that I would have any reason, but there's 5 people walking in at once, without their masks on. I mean, that's a lot of, people, 5 versus just 1 or 2. So then I might radio the U-scan and be like, hey, can I talk to a manager? And then I'd get them on the radio or go in the store and be like, you might want to tell these people to put a mask on because there's like 5 that walk, like something like that. But
I had something similar happen to me one time at Frontenac too. Within a similar situation like that. At the time, there was a thing called mass detail where every officer is at the center, like by the main entrance.
Mm-hmm.
By the main entrance. An officer would stand by the main entrance with a desk. There's a box of masks and, gloves or whatever.
Right.
If no one's wearing a mask, we would ask them to put it on. If they don't have a mask, we offer them, I remember it was like maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. It was a family of 4. Maybe 2 kids, mom and dad, of course. I only remember seeing the kids. There's now by the front doors. There's a couch and like chairs because it's Plaza Frontenac's it's an upscale luxury shopping center. Right. So it was obviously going to be decorated with like high-end couches, chairs, or sofas, whatever. Right. I see 2 kids sitting there. Right. They're not wearing masks. I felt like I shouldn't have said anything, but they're at the appropriate age that they should be wearing one, though. Right. Like maybe 11, 12 years old, right? Mm-hmm. So I go up to them, I ask them, hey guys, how are you doing? You guys enjoying yourselves? I see you guys are shopping, and you guys buy some nice stuff and, some nice things, cool things or whatever, Now, the only issue is that, it's a mandatory mask policy. You guys have to wear a mask. Not our rules, not Plaza Frontenac rules. It's the federal rules.
Yeah, CDC.
So, wear a mask, whatever. Mm-hmm. I also asked them because they're underage. They're minors. I asked them, you guys have parent guardians here with you as well? You guys are really young to be out here by yourselves like that. Someone could snatch you, kidnap you, hurt you, or whatever. Yeah. So they told me, yeah, our parents are in here. They're just shopping right now. They're right there. I'm like, oh, okay, awesome, cool. As long as they're right there, they're keeping an eye on you, whatever. Yeah. But you guys do need to wear a mask, though, right? Yeah. And the boy, I think it was, very cooperative. He went on, but the girl, she just ignored it, right? And then I, turned around, walked away, went back to the desk where the masks are, continued doing my mask detail, and then maybe 15 minutes later, I see the parents walking out, and then they're walking up towards they're walking towards my direction, walking my direction, like towards the main mall area. The kids, the mother, oh God, the mother.
What was it mean?
She was crazy harassing me. Well, although it should have been the other way around. She was accusing me of harassing them, but in reality, she was harassing me.
Yet they
just
weren't
for doing my job,
watching the kids the whole time.
Yeah.
So you know what I bet? I bet it was the daughter. I bet she was like, "This guy was me." Oh, okay.
So
they were actually they were entitled. Like they thought they were better than you just because they were shopping there. Probably because they're like, "Oh, we're middle upper class people. We're better than you." I can't. People like that. Ooh.
It gets even better.
Oh God. Okay.
They weren't wearing masks either. So I got them right there. I got them right there, I kind of put them in their positions for that. Yeah. Well, you guys shouldn't be saying anything because you guys are not wearing masks either. So it's the other way around. You guys can put a mask on or the door's right there. It's your choice. Yeah. Right? They didn't say nothing. She just kept complaining. Well, the father, he didn't even say nothing. He
just stood there like, he's probably scared of her. Yeah. I bet she wears the pants in that relationship.
Yeah, and I was talking in a high tone with them too. Like I was done being nice with them. I was done being nice. Like I'm putting my power onto another level. Yeah, I'm taking my authority to another level, right? Yeah. And then they were threatening to call the police on me too. And it's funny because at Plaza Frontenac we carry police radios. Yeah. So she calls the police for harassment. It gets better. Check this out.
Oh no.
Check this out. It gets better. So she's on the phone with the police. Hi, I like to. Can you send the police to Plaza Frontenac? There's a person here. He's pretending that he's harassing us about our masks. He's refusing to give us his name. He won't leave us alone. Whatever. He's apparently trying to act like he's a police or whatever. He's just some stupid BS like that, right? So
Yeah.
You know how usually dispatchers, you would know because you do security too.
Yeah.
So you know how dispatchers are there on the call with the caller and they're like typing info on the computer is to send that information to those officers, right? And then once they get off the phone, they call it on the radio. So check this out. And I was trying to inform, and I was being nice with the lady. I was being nice with them. I was explaining to them, man, first of all, you calling the police is not going to do any better because they're going to tell you the same thing that I'm telling you. And secondly, you're about to make yourself look like a fool because I'm going to show you why in a minute too. And then thirdly, all you have to do is just put a mask on. How hard can it be?
Yeah, you're not saying I'm going to detain you. You're not saying like I'm going to call the police on you. Like you're being very Yeah.
So we're at the part where I said, you're about to make yourself look like a fool, and I'm going to prove it to you.
Yeah.
This is where it gets funny.
Oh, God.
She finally hangs up the phone. I grab my radio. I put it in the air, waiting for it. Dispatch to 136, Adam 136 Boston. Respond to Plaza Fine Act for disturbance. Go ahead. 136 Adam 136 Boston. Respond to Plaza Fine Act for disturbance. We just got a call about a family that's claiming that there's a person harassing them about their masks. Apparently they're saying that this person is pretending to be a law enforcement personnel or something like that. Yeah, that's clear. That's security. We're not going to respond to that BS. They can handle that, but they can handle that themselves. They can go to mall management.
So they were saying that on the radio to
I was holding it to them.
It'd be like what now?
Exactly. I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be
mean, but you're like, hey,
I'm just trying to prove them. I'm trying to prove it to them that a job is a job and they just have to cooperate.
Yeah. Multiple times. I've had to raise my voice, and I don't like doing that. Like, just because I know we've said this before, but just because we're security doesn't mean we need to be intimidating. There's no reason to be a jerk. Unless they want to take it to that level, then you can guarantee I'm going to take it to that level.
They did take it to that level with me, but I didn't want to go there. I just wanted to have some fun and just, here's your proof.
Right. So a lot of times what will happen with me is I'll get a lot of repeat offenders, and it gets pretty annoying, pretty old, pretty darn quick, Like, they just don't learn. They have no shame, and they just don't care. And I'm like, why?
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly.
Here's the better question. There's a guy, and I don't care anymore. His name's Russell Goris. I looked at his record. Guy has like an alphabet, or like, well, not alphabet book, but like a, a book. Not. I'm tired. Sorry. Got a big record. Okay. He always constantly comes up to the store and asks for money, panhandling. You can't do that. Obviously, that's illegal, private property. Yeah. His favorite thing to do is he loves to try to steal food from the deli and then heat it up like at the microwave, thinking we don't see him, thinking there's not cameras everywhere, and then he'll go hide in the bathroom and try to eat it.
Right.
One time I actually helped arrest him with the Florissant police.
Wow.
Yeah, so what happened was that I was in my car, and they're like, hey, Russell's back, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And they're like, come to the far exit. I'm like, okay. So then I go in, they're like, where is he? And they're like, he's in the bathroom. I thought he was in the main men's bathroom. So one of the employees, Johnny, I was like, hey Johnny, is Russell in there? And he comes out, silly, funny, like really nice old African American guy. Like he's like that funny, like cool grandpa you see in movies. I was like, you know what? Don't make me do that. We love to mess with each other. Like we were like messing with each other back and forth. He was training someone new today. Real quick, I'll get back to that. And I'm just like, you better watch out with this guy now. I have to arrest him a lot. And he was like, what you got out of here, son? Like it was, stuff like that. But anyway, or like one time I was in his way, he's like, would you get the heck out of my way? And he like pushed me, and I was like, you know what, Johnny, don't, stuff like that. But anyway, so Johnny's like, he's not in there. And then he was in the disabled bathroom.
Oh, wow.
That's way more disrespectful, okay? Yeah. So we call Florissant. I'm standing there or whatever. And then the one police officer comes up who actually, I don't know him, but we're actually kind of cool with each other. Because a lot of times when he comes in the scene, it's always him. He's like, hey, brother, thanks, stay safe. Like one of those cool guys.
Yeah, I'm used to that.
Yeah, so he comes up to me and he was like, what's going on? And I'm like, it's Russell. And I was like, do you know about this guy? And he goes, no. I'm like, oh, well, let me tell you. And I was like, he loves to panhandle. He loves to ask for money. I've had to ask him multiple times to leave, and he'll still ask for money right in front of me. He'll steal our food. He'll do this. He'll do that. Like pretty much everything I said to you. Mm-hmm. And then they knocked on the door, tried to open it. It was locked.
Wow.
And then he's like, Russell, you gotta open the door right now, come on. And then I was standing close. I'm like, if he runs for it, I'm gonna chase after him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as soon as they open the door, immediately he has two like those plastic pre-made lunches or dinners. Two of them had it was potatoes, corn, and chicken tenders, or like some kind of like chicken thing. He had two heated up. You could smell it coming from the bathroom. I'm like, are you serious? Probably stolen, obviously. And then so they put him in cuffs, and then they have him spread his legs, and then like check him and everything like that. And then I said to the police, he looked at me and I was like, I'm sorry, he needs to get arrested. He's got to go. And he was like, hey, you know what? Don't feel sorry for that, because if you feel he's got to go, we're going to take him. I'm like, good. But guess what? He's out again. They can't keep the guy in prison, and I don't know why. And you know what's even weirder? The times that people have spotted him, which is twice after he's gotten in trouble. Yeah. There's 2 times. Other times he hasn't gotten arrested yet, but I mean, like that one time he did. Like, they see him around Kings Highway. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, Brentwood is a 20 to 30-minute drive from Florissant, right?
Yeah.
Even halfway where the airport is Kings Highway, even from Kings Highway to Florissant, that's still not a short distance. So this guy literally comes all the way from Kings Highway to our store to harass us. How ignorant is that?
That's very ignorant.
I don't know if he lives out there, but yeah, I mean, and then you got people who just repeat offenders. There's just one really scary guy who supposedly offed his mom. I don't want to get too explicit, but offed his mom with a big knife he carries around on him. So when he comes around the store, we're very careful, because clearly that's someone who isn't steady-minded. But my question, though, is why isn't he in prison?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
He came around the store again today, and me and the officer were watching, like, like just like on that dude, like, and then there's this one guy who keeps on coming back, who likes to charge his phone by the walls where the bathrooms are, or in the eating area. First off, if you're not a paying customer, if you're not eating something or whatever, you can't be doing that. And also, you can't be plugging in things in the wall right there, because they need that for the machines, and they need that for the smart cards for disabled people who can't walk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what he does a lot is he'll buy one of those Tall Boy 211 beers. Those like 8% like alcohol, like those really strong ones. Yeah. I don't know if he steals them, or I don't know if he brings them, but things that he'll open it up and he'll set it outside. That's an open container of private property. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You know that.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be like somebody coming in here opening a beer that they didn't buy from the bar. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I've had a run-in with him before. One time I just took his beer and I grabbed it and I said, I don't care anymore. And I was walking and they knew my headphones on. Give me, sir, hey, sir. And I'm like, don't care. Kept walking. And I put his beer in the back of the store. And then, apparently he was complaining about me, but he was real nice and cordial to the manager. But every time he sees me, he gives me like dirty looks, and he's not scary, but guy has anger issues, and I can tell. That's what I watch out for, because I'm like, if he wants to do something, I mean, I don't have any issue taking him down. Yeah. But it's one of those things that we're like, here's how sad and desperate this is. One time, he saw me, gave me this dirty look, and he had headphones on, and he was blasting like aggressive rap lyrics at my face, like as he's walking by, like as if as if he's saying them to me. You don't look cool. You look like a loser. That makes you a loser.
Yeah, I've had that before. I've had that happen before.
And then, just basically panhandlers. There's this one crazy lady with a fake wig. She's got a crazy one eye that shoots off to the side. She always asks for money. Mm-hmm. I haven't had to get physical with anyone there yet. That's good.
That's
I haven't
good.
had
Save back on some paper. Save back on reports.
Yeah, I haven't had to take anything off my guard belt yet. I haven't had to detain anyone. Mm-hmm. But I'm about to though. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm just tired of it, man. And I feel like sometimes they won't learn unless you put the cuffs on them, or unless you give them a talking to. Actually, here's a good example. It might have sounded like I might have lost it a little bit. I don't want to get angry, but I got a little angry, if I'm being honest. So, this guy, 5th time I've caught him panhandling. 5th. Okay? All the other times he was real cool. This one other last time I saw him before this, he actually looked at me and got scared and walked away and like very fast as I was walking towards him faster. And I'm like, okay, good. At least he's a little bit afraid of us. Not this time. I'm by the front entrance. So I'm sitting in my car and I'm seeing him walking around, doing this like that, and I'm like, okay. So then I rated the other officer, hey, you know that one guy with the hat that is always panhandling? Yeah? Well, he's here again, but he doesn't have a hat on this time. He's got on a long black shirt. He's got gray cargo pants, and he's got black shoes. And then I was like, and he's like, okay, cool, because you have to be detailed about what goes on. Even a fender bender, you got to have the details of the make, model of car, everything. But anyway, so the other officer's watching him for like this, and then I go up and I go around, and I'm coming down an aisle. He is so focused on getting money from this sweet, not elderly, but like middle-aged, like blonde lady who seems like a sweetheart, that he doesn't even care to see me coming out of the peripheral, like on his right side. I'm coming towards him, and I stop and I roll my passenger window down, and I said, "You need to leave right now." And I said, "You need to leave right now." And I was like, "We're gonna have problems." I didn't say we're gonna have problems. I basically am. I can't remember exactly what I said. I said, "You need to leave right now. I'm sick and tired of asking you to leave." And he leans in my window like it's nothing, holding the money that she handed him. He's like, I was gonna leave right now, man." I'm like, "Yeah, good." And I was like, "You know what? I gotta let this guy have a little bit." So I rolled my other window down. Now, mind you, there was people that were next to me. They had their back hatch open. They were putting groceries away. And then there was another couple walking towards me, but they saw the crime going on. So that's why they didn't give me dirty looks. They're giving him dirty looks. But I literally said to him, and I was like, "Never come back." And I don't want to yell at you, but I'm going to get real serious because I'm imagining like I'm talking to him. I literally said, "Never come back to the store again. I swear to God, if you do, I will personally arrest you myself and read you your Miranda rights until PD comes. I'm not playing around. This is the 5th time I've asked you to leave. Don't make me do it again." And he didn't say a word. He just walked away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
And then I told the other officer, and he was like, "Hey, did that guy say anything to you?" And I was like, "Oh, no, if he threatened me, trust me, I will tell you right away." And he was like, "Okay." So what I was kind of concerned about, and I was like, honestly, not to sound like a BA, but I'm not afraid of anyone.
Right.
I'm a big, strong guy who knows how to fight. I mean, from the stuff that I've taught you, I mean, I know how to fight. I mean, but anyway, like, let's not get all, like, our ego, like, oh, let's, we're
you haven't encountered anyone with a...
Right, no, not yet. Thank goodness.
I mean, I told you the story.
Well, you had to at the gallery. Dude, this is the gallery. See, that's the thing. Like, as nice as it would be to work literally right down the street from home, I don't want to do security there. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Trust me. No offense to the Galleria, but no.
Yeah, I agree with you, but they actually pay a little better now than what they did before.
Oh yeah, my paychecks are really nice. Yeah, I make like $17 an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I make as much as police officers. If I'm correct, they only make like 17 or 20 an hour. So in reality,
I think they make
like 18 or 17. I think
20 the most.
Yeah,
I think 20 the least. I think.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, and I like being around there too because the cops actually respect me. Like I can tell that they're like, "Hey, thanks for pretty much doing the job that we don't want to do because we're out on the streets doing other things." Yeah. There's actually this one St. Louis County cop that comes in and he talks to me all the time. Really cool dude. And like, I'm not trying to be mean by saying this, but a guy like him makes me think, you know what? Not all cops are bad. Because he talks to me like honestly, I can see him probably letting a lot of stuff go that most cops would freak out about. They
would always wave at you when they would be going by, right?
Oh yeah, they're always
because
cool.
That's what was like with Plaza Front Night too, and I was always out there.
Like
when I'm the one out there,
yeah,
they would always wave at me.
Like let's say I'm sitting in my car, right, and he's driving by and he sees me, or he's like walking a whole gig, even give me like a hand
exactly.
wave, and I'm like, okay, like
I feel good one time because
we're good.
Okay.
That's gonna stay in the recording, I guess. All right, technical difficulty, people. I accidentally kicked the microphone, and the microphone is connected to my phone. So sorry if you hurt. Sorry about that. Technical difficulty in the podcast. I'm just sorry. Anyway, what were you saying now?
Yeah, I was saying.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to reality.
Right.
So no, I actually feel good one time because one morning I was on a morning shift. I heard on the radio that there was an accident that just happened at the intersection of our entry.
Yeah.
South Limburg entryway. I forgot what they were called, the actual names of them. I remember the locations, but I don't remember the actual name of or the street name of it, of our
Mm-hmm.
entrance exit,
Yeah.
ramp, whatever you want to call
Right,
it.
right.
Anyways, no. Too many uhs and ums I'm saying. Oh my gosh.
It's a podcast. You don't need to be perfect. Look,
So,
this isn't one of my advice videos where I have to be all precise and you know what I'm saying. Like we're having fun. Like trust me, if we were
it's not
doing
like I'm on news TV or something. Yeah. So this happened out here. This happened over here.
Dude, I'm wearing
this and
sandals
that.
and shorts and a t-shirt. Okay, like no one can see me. I don't care, you know. But of course, you know, if we we're doing another video one, I'd be like all dressed up. My hair's not even done. And anyway, so you were on the ramp and you got a call. What happened?
Yeah, I was at the South Limburg exit.
Yeah.
Well, I was on the Neiman's East lot, and there was an accident that happened on Limburg.
Yeah.
But at the intersection of our South Limburg exit, an entryway.
Right.
So, anyways, on the Neiman's East lot, you get a whole view of the street, right? Like literally the whole view of the street.
Yeah.
So I saw the whole accident from the start to the finish. I saw the whole thing happen, and of course I heard it on the radio too.
Yeah.
So I'm over there. I'm sitting there being distracted because we got nothing going on on our end. On our end, Plaza Frontenac, we got nothing going on, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a downtime for us. We're just hanging out. We're just chilling. You know, there's nothing going on. Because we finished the opening procedures and all that stuff. We got all that out of the way. So we're just sitting there watching that accident, or you know, just observing whatever, just chilling. And then all of a sudden, the police supervisor, hops on the radio. 136, or you know, both Plaza mobile units. Can you respond to the exit left lane over here to close it off for us, so it's not what's that word? Conjuncting into the conjuncting into traffic, you know.
Yeah.
Into the
right.
The crash scene.
Or obstructing traffic, or
So I hop on the radio. I respond. Yeah, it's clear. I'll be en route to assist. So I go there, got my lights on, you know, helping direct traffic and stuff. I mean, I feel good about it, you know, helping them out with something like that, even though it has nothing to do with Plaza Frontenac. In a way, it does, but in a way, it doesn't. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those 50-50, what's that word? Like, it just involves Plaza Frontenac, but it doesn't at the same time.
Yeah, that's like me, right? So, like, in Florissant, like, I have a lot of stores around me, but I'm only there to protect Bergs.
Exactly.
Which is interesting, because you would think if something would happen there, or crime would happen at the store, they would call, but they probably just end up calling Florissant right away. Like, right, I didn't mean to cut your story off. Like, today, there's one girl walking to Five Guys. She was an employee there, and she was complaining and yelling at not at someone, but about someone, to like her mom or someone in the car, and she was even mad enough to her. She was like clapping her hands, and I literally thought a fight was about to break out. That's how loud she was being, and I'm like, do I call this in? Do I ask if I can do something? And I'm like, I guess not. I mean, it's not the store. But you know, it's funny because Bergs owns those stores around it. You know,
right.
So I guess that's why. But you would think though, because like that's a small parking lot, and the stores are like this to each other. Right. So you would think that the closer they are in the vicinity of the store, you would think they would ask me to protect those parts. But no, just I don't know.
Right.
It's weird, you know.
And it was always the same thing. Like remember earlier you told me about Lifetime Fitness. How You drive through Plaza Frontenac's parking lot to get there. Yeah. But now I found out that Plaza Frontenac owns Lifetime Fitness.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But at the time, no.
You didn't know. You thought it was just separate. Yeah.
And again, remember how I said that there's so many car break-ins in the area?
Mm-hmm.
It's all at Lifetime Fitness. That's where it's all happening.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised that they don't have security there, but they actually do care about your belongings. Here's good proof, right? I left my iWatch there one time, and I was like, oh man, I called up and said, did I leave a watch up there? Did someone turn it in? Someone turned it in for me. And I was like, okay, cool. And they actually said, well, we need proof that it's yours. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I turned it on and then showed them the picture of my wife and I, on my watch, and they're like, okay, you're good to go. Mm-hmm. It's cool that they care that much. Like, not only did someone turn it in, but like, they want, and I wasn't one of those people that's going to be like, why do you need proof that it's my watch? Because let's say that I wanted to say it's my watch, but it's not. I'm not a criminal, so I wouldn't do that. But stuff like that happens all the time. So I believe it or not, instead of feeling like they're invading my like privacy or like wanting to get something out of me, I actually respect that they asked. No, not that they asked, that they said we need to prove that it's yours. I'm like, cool, all right, you know.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I do that with everybody, regardless.
Yeah.
Even if I've known them a long time, or or if either or way, if someone forgets something and I retrieve their item or whatever, and I'll always ask for proof for anything.
Right. Oh yeah, totally.
I just feel like it's the right thing to do, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's one of those things of where, like, you can't, especially in security, you can't assume. You have to have proof.
Yeah.
If you don't catch it, you don't catch it. It's not your fault. Things happen, I'm still trying to relate to what you're saying. Like, I'm still trying to deal with that guilt of, somebody runs off with something, I don't see it, or the cameras don't see it, or they don't call me in time to see it. Like, then I do feel bad, but they're like, hey, it happens. I'm like, yeah, but I shouldn't let it happen, kind of thing. Just like about the whole like checking things, like you can't assume, this woman put something in her purse. No, what you got to do is you have to ask your supervisors or ask the store first. Like the manager is like, hey, what can I do? And then if they ask me to search her, then I can search her.
One day I remember, it was around maybe sometime in the afternoon. It was maybe around 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening. I was by Saks Fifth Avenue. I was on the west side of the building, on the parking lot. I was sitting on the west side. I was doing a ticket or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, real quick. We have 8 minutes left of recording time. You know what? Honestly, I think at some point I'm just going to end up upgrading to the pro plan, so that way I can just like unlimited recording time. But tell your story though.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, one day around 3-4 o'clock in the evening, I was sitting on the west side of Saks Fifth Avenue. I was doing something. I think I was finishing up a ticket or something. I can't remember what I was doing, but I was doing something in the car, writing a ticket or finishing a report or something on a computer, and then all of a sudden I heard a call come through on the police radio.
Oh,
not our radio.
Yeah.
The police radio, because we carry 2 radios.
Right.
The car has 2 radios. It has a police radio where you can communicate with them, and then
Yeah.
plus front next radio. So a call came through the police radio about a disturbance at Saks Fifth Avenue, and I figured, well, I'm already there. I'll just go in and respond too. So I respond. I pull up to like the front part of the building, the north end, where Brett Co. is, and what's this other restaurant? I forgot what.
Break Tops or
Break Tops.
Yeah,
Break Tops. So I pull up to the front of the building of the store, and I activated my lights. I did the siren, the lights, because this guy was running towards this guy aggressively in a threatening manner. So I threw my lights and sirens at him. And he looked over at me and started approaching me, whatever, and I should have done something. But my supervisor, he called on the radio and said, come down to the office, come get me, so we can figure out what's going on or whatever. I'm already there. I see what's going on for myself. I'm seeing an actual crime occur in my own eyes.
But you can't do anything.
I mean, technically I can, but at the same time, my supervisor called on the radio and told me to come get him, so he can be there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the rules in security are, if a crime is being committed in your presence, you have a right to I forgot what it was. I mean, I know how it is. I forgot how it was put, though.
Right. There's
if a crime is being committed in your presence, you have a right to, I guess, detain that suspect or whatever.
To do a response or something.
Or take action or something like that. And I should have taken action, because it was an employee that was being threatened by this person.
Oh boy.
This guy took his shirt off, he
wanted
was
to go.
ready to go at this guy, and I was ready to go at that guy too. Like I was ready to put him on the ground, right? I was ready to wrestle him to the ground, and I should have. I really should have. And that's
what happened.
I just went down to the office, got my supervisor.
I mean, did the guy swing on him?
He was trying to, but I had to.
Get in the way. Did you get in
So
there?
I sped around the corner and I threw my lights and sirens on because this guy took his shirt off and he was getting ready to go at him or whatever. Right? He was yelling on the top of his lungs. I hopped out. I tried to run after this guy, and then I just wanted to throw him to the ground or something. I wanted to pull an armbar on him or whatever. But then at the same time, my supervisor had to hop on the radio and told me to come down to the office to come get him. I mean,
yeah. Sometimes you wonder if it's worth it or not to do that. Like that time I told you, I ripped the backpack off the guy when he tried to steal our stuff. I could have slammed him to the ground, but thinking wisely, what if I were to hurt him, or what if I were to slam him to the ground and his head hit the ground and his head cracked open and he bled everywhere to death? That'd be on me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm doing my job, I would definitely go to prison for murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Even though I was doing my job.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things we got to be careful. You have to treat everyone the same, because as soon as you don't, you jam yourself up, then you make yourself look bad, you make the company look bad, you make yourself who you're working for at the facility look bad. There's just so many, there's a lot of things to, be observant of, remember, be careful of, people being like, oh, be observant of this and that, or if I see something suspicious, being detailed, being detailed in my reports, even if nothing happens, just giving a detailed report of nothing that happened, or anything, just, in general. I mean, do we know all the laws like police officers do? Not really, but do we know enough to where it makes us good at our job? Yeah. And after doing this for about 7 months now, I really like it a lot. And I can see me being with this company for a really long time. But yeah, it just, makes you feel good knowing that you're helping other people out, and not trying to say I'm a hero, superhero, but it makes me feel good knowing that they rely on me to protect them, and if they need me or whatever, because, we might not be cops, but our work can be scary, and it can be stressful. I might not deal with a homicide scene, but the stuff I deal with is stressful. The everyday things that annoy me that I see all the time, that's stressful. You know what I'm saying?
The one night the one call I had at the Galleria that night, that was.
Yeah, and when you stopped that guy with the gun down there by the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you told me you did a choke slam on him, but it worked. Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, this has been fun. We've been talking for a really long time. Yeah. I think it's about time to wrap things up. I think this actually was a really good podcast. It flowed really well. You talked a lot more than you usually do. Thank you for doing that, because I like it when my guests talk on my episodes. There's nothing wrong with being quiet, but when we talk, I want interaction. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, man, I love you. Thanks for doing this with me. In case y'all were wondering, we just did a fist bump because you couldn't see because we didn't have visual. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening. Sorry about me dropping my phone earlier, that technical difficulty. Anyway, sorry. But anyway, I love you all, and if anybody in St. Louis needs a marketer or advertiser or needs a photographer, video specialist, if you need a martial arts MMA/movement coach, if you want to do a podcast with me, let me know. I love you all. Thank you all for listening. Again, this has been Cobra C Capshaw / at Mr. Smiles a Lot with yet another Let's Talk Media LLC audio podcast, and we are officially signing off.